Holy moly, this thing sure looks friendly but deadly. Hello, what is up guys? I'm your host Gordon and welcome to another What Am I video. Today we finally get ourselves a Dart Zone Nexus Pro X. And before we continue, I absolutely need your help. I need you guys to smash the crap out of the like button. Leave as much comment as possible in the comment section because we need to combat the YouTube algorithm. As you guys already know, I'm staying in Malaysia. YouTube algorithm does not really like anything that remotely looks like a firearm, even though that it is obviously a legal toy. Sometimes holding a power drill can also be a problem if you are staying in Malaysia. So I definitely need your help. Alright, let's get back to the blaster. In order to get yourself one of these, feel free to visit any Aeon, Pakrson, Sogo, Isetan, Hamleys toy store, or even Litt hobby store to get yourself one of these serious blaster. In the box we got the blaster itself, a buttstock, a fake scope, a pair of 12 round Talon magazine, and some Dart Zone goodies which include the scar barrel as well as the bearing scar barrel. Okay, we are back guys. So first look at the blaster. As you can see, the aesthetic of the blaster is absolutely different as compared to the original Nexus Pro. It looks a little bit more chunkier and bulkier, but I am a big fan of the latest aesthetic. The color scheme of the blaster is very interesting. The purple is nice. The paint at the body over here seems to be some of these textured paint. You can definitely feel the texture on it. The touch of orange just fits in the entire color perfectly. And holy moly, the moment when you hold the blaster on hand, it felt a lot different as compared to the original Nexus Pro. This thing felt extremely solid. I mean, it felt extremely well put together, even though that this is more of a budget pro blaster. This over here is half the price of the Worker Harrier. So definitely a good buy. I mean, seriously, when you hold it on hand, this thing is just so solid. The plasticky noise is barely audible. There is some weight to it. And take a look at the aluminum barrel in there. That's a proof of a high performance blaster over here. And by the way, this time I am a big fan of the picatinny rail. Finally, we got a straight roll of picatinny rail. Unlike the previous Nexus Pro behind me, it does have that step down picatinny rail, which sometimes can be quite annoying. And you know what? We got picatinny rail on both left and right hand side of the blaster for your accessory of choice. And believe it or not, these are M-LOK compatible. Basically, you can put in any M-LOK accessory if you are into it. And speaking of picatinny rail, the grip in front of the blaster over here, as usual of Dart Zone product, this is actually being held by picatinny rail. So if you guys wanted to swap the grip out, it's definitely doable. And the prime of the blaster is super smooth. Holy moly, this thing is so nice. And out of the box, I was being told that this thing can goes about 200 FPS. We are gonna test it out later on, but this kind of prime doesn't feel like 200 FPS. It feels more like 100 FPS kind of prime. We of course got an adjustable buttstock over here. The buttstock is a little small in my opinion over here, but no worries about that. This buffer tube over here can take in any buffer tube compatible accessory over here. This is a lot more comfortable, man, with the rubber padding. This one over here looks good as well. And speaking about the buttstock, there is a hidden compartment at the back of the buttstock for, I don't know, maybe some hidden darts or something. You know, when you run out of darts, you just pick out the darts and just throw it at your enemy. And speaking about buffer tube, take a look at this guy. Similar to the Nexus Pro, this is only being held by one screw and you can swap out the spring anytime. And I am super curious to take a look at the spring. This is a long spring. No wonder the prime is so smooth. And let us check out the air seal. Oh, by the way, this blaster does not have a de-priming mechanism, which is understandable for safety purposes. Holy moly! The air seal is absolutely amazing in this one. And not only that, the accessories that came with the blaster is amazing as well. Of course, not the fake optics over here because it doesn't really have any optics. It's just fake. The blaster comes with one of these bearing scar barrel. Holy actual moly, and that's not only the thing. It also comes with one of these classic friction type scar barrel. And speaking about options, you also have options on how you want to keep your scar barrel. First of all, it comes with one of this attachment thing over here for you to, you know, slide it on the picatinny rail to keep your scar barrel in place. Or you can actually keep your scar barrel at the front of your blaster, just like so. So it kind of makes it more intimidating because it looks like it has two barrels. Oh boy, this thing looks good. And of course, it comes with an iron sight because let us try not to use this because this is never going to be accurate. Since this is being advertised as a high performance blaster, I believe that putting in a very good sniper scope will be a much more appropriate choice, just like so. We are gonna zero in this thing and we're gonna test it out later on and see how it performs. And moving back to the blaster, of course, we got a safety switch over here to prevent you from pulling the trigger accidentally. And the mag release mechanism of this blaster this time is very interesting. Take a look at this. You can either pull it out just like so, or you can actually pull this trigger over here. Oh, it gravity drops smoothly to drop the magazine. And speaking about the magazine, they don't really use any more of those dart zone magazine. These over here, it comes with two, by the way, is literally straight out Talon mags. And speaking about the mag for the Nexus Pro X, this only supports half-length darts, not like the previous one which supports both half-length and full-length dart. But most of our games runs half-length dart, so not a big problem. And moving on to the grip of the blaster, very comfortable. I believe that this is a standard AR size grip. The trigger pull of the blaster is surprisingly much more solid as compared to the previous dart zone blasters. All in all, I would say every single aspect of this blaster is an improvement from the previous blaster. And here is the fun part. It comes with slam fire! Holy moly! The darts literally put holes in the box. So yep, I guess that's all the quirks and features of this blaster. So without further ado, let us go test the blaster out. Okay, we are back, guys. So the performance of the blaster, holy moly, is powerful. Without the scar barrel, it can go around 191 FPS all the way to 200 FPS as advertised. With the scar barrel, it didn't really affect the FPS a lot. It goes around 190 FPS all the way to 196 FPS, just a little bit, I would say. But the accuracy that you will get with the scar barrel, holy moly, it is super accurate. I mean, it kind of shoots a little high at first because somehow the barrel is down below here and you kind of need to adjust your angle. But once you adjusted everything, you zero in everything, I mean, that accuracy is super accurate. Hitting a target in 10 meters is absolutely no problem at all. And with this kind of accuracy, I think 15 meters is not even a problem at all as well. So far, operating this blaster, I did not encounter any jams at all, which is a good thing, including the slam fire. And will this blaster passes the wall test? Of course, the blaster passes the wall test with flying colors. So yep, I guess that's all today, guys. So if you guys like this video, feel free to smash on the like button. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Yadios, guys!